Hi, I'm Tom Hess, and I'm glad that you've come here to check out this video about teaching kids guitar. Now, you probably already know and understand that it requires a specific set of skills as a teacher in order to be effective in teaching kids to play guitar or any other instrument. If you buy a book about guitar teaching, or if you check out some articles online about teaching kids to play guitar, what you'll probably find typically is some general advice about what types of materials to use or what books to use, or basically it's all about what to give to the kids in order to practice. Now, some of the books go a little bit deeper and explain about some of the methodologies that might be effective in terms of how to explain how chords work together, or how to explain, some physical technique things to kids. And that's generally pretty good for the most part. But what you are not likely to find, unfortunately, is what really matters when you're teaching kids. You see, if you've already been teaching kids, then you'll agree with me, I think, right away, because you've already experienced this when teaching them. If you haven't yet taught kids, it won't take long before you understand my point. And that is that when you're teaching, whether it's kids or adults, the music is only about 20% of the whole process. The other 80% is the specific relationship you have with that kid, and or just getting into the kid's head and trying to help that student be committed and inspired and encouraged and motivated to not only have fun and enjoy the process of being in the lesson with you, but to carry that enthusiasm when they leave the lesson and go home and take out their guitar and practice in their house, so that that motivation to practice and to practice how and what you've showed them to practice, and not some other stuff, to get that to translate through all week, so that they're not just inspired for the 30 minutes or the 60 minutes when they're there with you, but all week long. Even if the materials you use aren't even that good, and the methods you use for teaching aren't that good, if you just focused on getting into their minds and keeping their spirits and their encouragement and their motivation and their enthusiasm alive, you're already 80% of the way there. And you're going to be so much more effective if you master this part first. Okay? That's more important. So if you want advice on how to teach kids, focus on getting them motivated, keeping them motivated, and sustaining that motivation and enthusiasm all week long. Not just for the hour that you're in the lesson with them. Okay, that's the place to start. Not worrying about, well, gee, what books should I use, and how should I answer this question, and how should I demonstrate that? You're going to figure all that stuff out. Okay, that's actually the very easy part. Keep in mind, it's 80% about getting here and only 20% about the actual content. If you come to my website, at the link below, you'll discover some free online resources which I've prepared specifically for guitar teachers. And what you can do there is take some online self-assessments that I'm going to give you there, and you're going to be able to define for yourself right away what are some areas that you're already pretty strong in, and what might be some other areas that, well, you might need some help in, or you discover a few weaknesses along the way. It's really good to have that clarity by taking these tests. Now, what's going to happen next is that depending upon how you answer each specific question, I'm going to give you, again, for free, some very specific and relevant feedback via email directly to you that are going to help you take some specific steps, or I'll give you some things to read or check out a specific resource or whatever to help you implement some new things to increase your overall skills and effectiveness and fulfillment in teaching both kids and adults. So come to my website. These resources there are free at this link below. You'll be glad that you did, and it's going to help you so much more than just buying a book about teaching guitar that might touch a little bit on kids and probably just focuses on what books to use or how to explain music theory and all good stuff, but it's only 20% of what you really need.